Hello everybody, it is Badger Wild and we are back with another Space Engineers tutorial video. And a lot of y'all were very impressed with the sneaky boom booms I put on this ship, the Lupin here. Those of you that are wondering what I'm talking about, there is already a video on this ship, what it can do, and all of its little features. This is the ship I'm building for the Captain Jack frigate competition. So it's very cool. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually pretty cool. But one of the things y'all were really interested in was the super secret missiles on board. So we're gonna take a look at those for a minute. I actually have a button now set here hooked up. You push a button and these things come up and pop out. Now how these things open up is utilizing a series of event controllers, which I'm not going to run over today. But what I'm going to show you is how to put a seamless set of missiles onto your base if you're using something like the homing missile stuff, just to give you an idea of how this works so you can build your own. So without further ado, let's hit that tab button and get started. So the first thing you've got to know about doing this is where your hinges are going to go, because this runs basically on hinges. So the very first thing I would do is where you're going to start. You are going to want one of these blocks right here, and there's a reason for that later. Next, you are going to want a nice hinge. Now make sure you can put the hinges on the right position, and then we will set our missile launcher here and set that on top. Now the trick to this, to making it look and work and slip in and just, you know, going with the floor, also comes with number 3, which is our one blocks here, these new panel blocks. Now this is what makes this build really possible, but we're not going to mess with that just yet. What we're going to do is we're going to build one more, because I'm going to show you guys how to basically build this thing to where it will, so you can have layers of these if you really want to. So we'll do this one more time, and we will have a second missile launcher. Now go about 2 blocks away from there. When you're done, you want to end, and we'll slap another one down here. Now in a nutshell, this is how it works. Now with regular missiles, you are going to, if you want to use like weapon core and use the homing missile capability with the actual rockets, you are going to want to put this, shift this, and then you're to where this is running long ways, so your missile will run this direction instead. The missile launcher will, because it's got the conveyor on the bottom. And then in order to pop it up, you're just going to have this come back. But ultimately, this entire system here all pretty much stays the same. It's just you're going to have to drop those hinges down one more. So we're going to hop down here to this little power station I've got going on. I'm going to go to the control panel. We're going to select both of these. First off, we're going to select both of these and turn them off, so it looks interesting. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the velocity here, and I think what we're going to do is we want to go this direction maybe. Let's see, where are we heading? Yeah, there we go. So as you can see, the missiles come down and they sit in each other just perfectly. So now your missiles are set. All you got to do is get them to the right angle, and that's what we're going to have to do. So I could head over there and look at the angle. Give me just a second here, because I'm just going to fly over here and check. See if I can look in here or access something. Oh wait, I've got a one deal here. We'll access this, and all I need to know is the missile silo hinge angle is at 68 degrees. So that's going to be the low point. Let me check that one more time so I can make sure. We'll check this real quick here. So lower limit, I usually set it to like 68, and the upper limit is set to 90. so it won't go too far out. It's also good, another thing also, to have your hinges set up in a way. This just makes things more consistent. If you look right here, you see this little knob I've got my cursor on. This determines which direction this thing is going. And so that determines your positive and negative. If you do it the other way, you don't worry about where the hinge is going, it'll cause all kinds of problems. So what did I say? Let's see here. Let's go to control panel. We're going to grab the first hinge and the second hinge here. We're going to set the lower limit. What was that? 68, I believe was the lower limit. Normal. And the upper limit's going to be 90. Velocity, let's slow that down just a little bit. Let's put that to 0.5, to about half the speed necessary. And now if I hit reverse, they should very slowly lift up and stop right there. That's where you want them to go. Now, this is where the tricky part comes into play, because now is when you're going to be putting on your other pieces. This is going to be all of these nice little panels. So the next thing you're going to do is you are going to want to do this. And you've got to do this way, because if you do it the other way, you will have some very serious problems. So I put these next pieces on. The next piece you're going to want to put on here is going to be, where's that one piece? As soon as I find it, I can tell you. Okay, this is the light armor half panel, and you're going to want to put it here on top. Or no, that's not what you're going to want to do. What you're going to want to do is first, you want to shut this thing back up. My bad. Hey, not everything works the way I want it to. Alright. Reset this, and there's a reason you gotta do this. There's a way there's a method to the madness here, trust me. So what you want to do first is you want to add this. Now before you saw where I couldn't add this one piece, you want this situated so that you can add it. Now I can't add a piece here, and that's where we're gonna have to get creative with the build. Let me see here. No, I don't need one there. What I need is a full panel like that. And when you're putting these on, if you want to keep them from colliding with each other too much or causing problems, you want to look at the block you want to connect it to. So this is going to be independent. This section here that's connected to the hinge, this piece is connected to this subgrid, as is this piece is connected to the subgrid. So the last thing you want to do is you don't want to accidentally hook this up there, because then it's hooked up to this subgrid. It's not hooked up here. What you want to do is you want to look at the block you want to connect it to, which is going to be this one. Connect that block there, and it will just slip on past. The cool thing about these panels is it just slips right on past it. Now, as I go forward here, I'm going to pull out the next panel, set that there, and you'll notice we can't put these panels over here now. So what we do is we go back into our system. And reverse that. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. So now we go up here, and like I said, you want to connect this to not this grid. You want these to connect to this grid, and you want them to remain the same. So you want to turn this and focus onto this block. As you can see, this block sitting right here in front of me. You will get to see these blocks when you're actually putting down real stuff. Just make sure you're looking at the block you're wanting to connect to. So we connect one there, and we connect one there. Now the next part, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to close this just to make sure everything is working like it's supposed to. And click, just like that. So now you can see how this thing looks like underneath, and you can see there's a lot of moving parts underneath here, but it's all just covered. So if I want to go, let's see, one step further here and add some type of panel system on the side, number one, you want to make sure that you are looking at where you want the block connected. So we run this along the edge, like so. And then number three, say I want to add a few of these things. Just to make it sit, and then we'll go into P. And we will convert all of that to weldless. Now you can almost not see it, and from a distance you would never see it on the ship. Now, the way you hook this up so that you can utilize it and you can just make it happen, you throw down your button components and whatever button you're going to put in. Oh, that's right, I gotta put this. So first off, before we do anything real crazy, let's access control panel. You're going to want to take both of these, I forgot here, and just say, I'm just calling it hinge master. You can make it whatever you want, but you need a group of the hinges there. And this is also works with the event controller. So once you put this together and you put your missiles together in the same category, then they'll all open up. Right now I'm just showing you how to build this little system here so that it just works. And then we have this, and we're going to select reverse. So now I turn this off, hit the button, and our super secret killer missiles pop out ready to destroy everything in the process. For some reason the front section has completely disappeared. I think this has something to do with let's throw this on clean armor here and see if that don't. Yeah, that's what it is. It's apparently the weld armor not doing what it's supposed to. So I guess if you want, oh wow, it's just not going to show those up anymore. Huh. System's probably glitched out. But you see how this works. You see how this thing can just pop in and out. Let me just hit it one more time so you can watch it just go in. And it just slips right into place. And this is a cool system you can implement. So if you can do this with a lot of other things. There's other things that I've thought about using this for. Because you have a block on these panels on top, you could do some really cool stuff. So you don't have to do this exactly. You could actually implement like a secret staircase going down. You just need to have a long enough area. You could have a single, let me see, let me pull up one here. Yeah, I've got a messy toolbar. You could implement like a secret opening here, where you got this awesome thing here, just a secret area into your base. You just hit a button, and so you would have a hinge over here just open up, or you could have a hinge right next to it that just tilts backwards. And yeah, you can do the tilt backward method, where it would just tilt backward and open the whole base up. Most people just sitting on top of it, I can tell you right now, you would almost not be able to recognize where this was, except for like a little bit of vibration happening. But that, if I were to head over here, because I know the first thing people are going to say, oh my god, the vibration on that is just awful. But that's because it's not fully locked in. So when you have the actual missile system, when it's done, you'll notice here that there's very minimal vibration now. Most of that's just from the light moving over is what you're seeing right now. Now you can see it right here if you're looking. But at a distance, a group of guys just charging into a room, probably not even going to notice it when they go rushing through and rushing into a building. So yeah, like I said, you can use this for staircases. You can use this to hide small utensils. You can use it to hide access points and things like that. I haven't figured out how to make this hide turrets. I figure that's going to be a lot more difficult, and if I were to hide a turret, I would probably need some type of one. You would have to use a custom turret because it would only need to take up one block, and two, you would need like a rotor to rotate it. At that point, I think I would be probably testing Klang's patience. Maybe. Maybe, possibly, I don't know. Another option would be to simply do this, like in this configuration, but then have a means in which when you hit a button, it would flip the entire system backwards. But the problem is you'd have to have something open there. Or you could have a half system where you've got a very compact ball turret sitting here, or sitting at some spot, and then when you hit the button, this opens up and slams right into a wall, and you've got this auto cannon that just fires off, or a couple of miniguns or something like that. But yeah, like I said, this is how you do the this is how you do the hidden weapon systems. It's a neat little mechanic. It's not difficult to do because it works very efficiently. And like I said, you can do it with missiles, you can do it with cannons if you want. You can probably do it with turrets, but you would have to probably do it with custom turrets. And like I said, the system would just have to flip up, and you could just have a system where you just hit a button, this whole thing like opens up, and suddenly auto cannons are just bearing down on guys. They're just running up. You have them to where they're running up on the base like, yes, yes, we've almost made it, and all of a sudden the whole base just starts transforming. Oh, what is the movie? The Transformers movie from like the 80s, where the whole base just starts transforming into this giant battleship or battle base or something like that. So, yeah, that's what you're looking at here with this. But like I said, it works. You put it in there. It works real good with these if you got regular systems. And the way I came up with this was I was trying to come up with a way to put slanted missile launchers onto a ship, because I just, why not? I had a weapon core and I was messing with it. Anyway, if you guys have any questions on any other tutorials you're wanting to see, I know some of you are wanting to see the setup for the event controller, and I think that's what I'll do in another video. I've got one where someone has asked for a video on how to take the not the event controller, but how to salvo fire turrets, not individual cannons, but the actual turrets. Like over here, like these guys' turrets. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed watching this. Hope this has given y'all some, really my biggest hope is y'all got some inspiration out of this, and you're gonna make some wild stuff with it. Anyway, my name is Badger Wild, and hope you guys enjoyed the pop-up missile launchers, the sneaky boom booms. And as always, stay safe, stay frosty, and I am signing out.